Hey, I guess I'll start.
Yeah,
Hey,
go ahead, start it. Hey,
it's West Coast Big Rob. Welcome to another. What do we call this?
movies and shows.
Movies and shows reviews here, and of course we're doing Ahsoka from Disney Plus. This is episode 4, uh, which premiered last night. So there's a lot of spoilers on this review. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend go watching that first, then coming back to this on the rewatch and enjoy our crazy opinions here or just thoughts. So once again, West Coast Big Rob on IG. Welcome to the show. What's up, Steve?
What up, my brother? What up? Good to be back. Good to be back. On this Wook Tying Wednesday and also New Comic Book Day. But I'm super excited to talk Ahsoka, man. This show last night, man. I was sitting there on the couch. Just my parents jumped on board since episode 1, so we've been watching it. And my
Yeah,
mom was like,
that's cool.
she's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "We'll find out." I had to tell her, "We'll see next week." Okay.
We'll see. Inside
See,
jokes.
dude. That's the usually go to thing. But before we start,
Yeah.
you want to get the banners going and everything? All
Yeah,
right,
before
brother.
we let loose, get to handle the business, then we'll get
All
loose.
right. Before we let loose into the next realm, hyperspeed, hyperspace, you already know you're gonna use code Nirvana 14 for 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents. That's a deal. That's a damn deal. 99 cents gets you 30 days of unlimited cover price. If you're in between platforms, if you want to try it out, guess what? I would do it. Definitely. Put your collection in there, check the market, see the values. It does it. It's probably one of the better platforms that we use here, and I've used a couple of them, dude. I've been doing collecting comics for about 2 years. Cover price is where it's at. Let's do it. And then our friends at Bird City, Bird City. If you use Teenage 10, you'll get 10% off of your purchase at Bird City Comics Friday. Don't forget, put your alarm clocks. You got the golden key, their first release, man, and it's a banger, dude. It's a horror banger, so I'm definitely on board for that. I'm gonna put my alarm clock so that I don't work extra overtime and miss out like I always do. But again, TNH 10% off your orders, comics, limited quantities, also curated artists, and they also have toys as well. You never know. Aunt and Laura, excellent people to the community. So, and then our friends over at Display Geek. You love toys, we love toys. Everybody loves toys, right? You're going to use Team Nerd Herd to save you 10% off of your first purchase at our friends over at Display Geek. My man Sean is doing big things. If you're a collector, like my man Guyuch, like my man Jeff, and like others out there in the comic community, then you're going to go ahead and hit Team Nerd Herd. Save yourself 10% off. He's got shelving. He's got pop protectors. He's got action figure protectors. And you know what? He also got some vinyl, some special vinyl that he's working on, and definitely support. So,
Oh,
and then,
I think he's in Costa Rica right now.
dude, what's that like? You know what I mean? I want to be there. I'm like, hey man, send me some mofongo or something like
Mofongo.
that. Yeah, I'm over here dying just to eat chicken soup and shit like that, dude, and a waffle. I need a, I need some food.
I just know that from like Saturday Night Live. The Mofongo.
Oh yeah, dude,
David
mofongo is
Ortiz.
so good, dude.
That,
Just the look of it. I never had it, but the look on Food Network, I'm just like, I'm down. Let me get to the East Coast. But okay, let's go ahead and hit the Team Nerd Herd Horsemen. The four Horsemen faction is jumping in action. Brother number 1, Brother Rudy. Brother number 2, Something Wong. You already know something right's gonna happen when he's around. Brother number 3, all the way in Canada, the anime etc. The anime etc. The anime etc. Senpai Sama, I calls him, and all the way from the other side of the pond, one with the force and the flatulence. DC lover, Superman groper, Glenn 2K12, one with the force. May the force be with you. Those tantalizing beats on that tickle those eardrums in the background, guys. I want to talk to you guys. It's our brother Beats by Munster, our brother Eddie, also a fellow collector. If you're not following his page, go ahead and follow him. We got some good beats that he's working on. And then let's go ahead and hit this wait chat before we go ahead and get started, man. Before we go ahead and hit hyperspace. And you got, oh wow, dude, look at this. First, baby, Apollo Cruz is in the building. First and foremost, my brother. GT Key with the keys to the comic community. What's going on, GT Key? Good to see you. Good to see you both. And my whore hermano, one with the low grades, man, on Friday. J2 Ramirez is in the building. What's going on, brother? And then our Ahsoka loving son of a gun, Star Wars loving son of a gun, and also collector extraordinaire. Need I say more? Morello Tunes, what's going on, my brother? How's it going, Mike? Good to see you. Good to see you. The bird is the word. Kenneth Bird, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. And then Azores Tigers is in the building. What's going on, Azores? Hunter's Hunt, baby. Hunter's Hunt. That's all I just got to say. We got to meet up, Azores, soon, so I can get you your book. And then Facebook user, we'll see. Is that you? That sounds like you.
That sounds like he knows our inside joke, whoever that is.
Oh, yeah, buddy. All right. He said Ahsoka. All right. We're all caught up, guys. If you guys have not watched Ahsoka, we're going to spoil the hell out of this thing. So I recommend maybe watching the rewind. If you don't give a rat's and you just want to hear us talk, I don't know why, but we're going to make it interesting. We're going to talk Ahsoka, episode 4. So I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass the baton to my brother, Big Rob.
This one. Okay. Right. All right. I'm going to present the screen real quick.
Let's do it.
Oh, well, let me just piss you off more, Morello.
Morello's so bummed I can't afford
that you can't afford what he says.
Since we're talking Ahsoka, we might as well talk toys, right?
I just want to make a quick just reminder, everybody. If you watch Saturday Morning Toy Box with me and Steve and Jeff and Charlie, this has been one of our main topics through every week. This actually ends tonight. It actually, let's see here. Let me see. It ends in 1 hour and 21 minutes. If you won a small replica of the Ahsoka or the Ghost ship from Ahsoka or from Rebels, about an hour and 21 minutes to go grab it. It's $500. It's not cheap. They already sold 20,000 of these.
Crazy.
I think like 3 days ago they were at not even 14,000. They were like at 12,000 or 11,000.
Yeah.
They sold literally 9,000 of these units in 3 days.
You know what I find funny, man? Every time I think it's dire, and I'm like, they're not going to make it. Like with the the helicopter, I told you they're not going to make it. You were so calm as a cucumber. You're like, wait till the end, and then here we are.
But, they just real quick before we review the show, I'm like, it's there. You got an hour and 20 minutes. It's expensive, but if you want, this is a pretty bad. It's a giant ghost ship. They unlocked all the tiers here. I'm going to show you the tiers. If you don't know what the hell this is, you get the animation or the wall version of these characters in Action Figure 4 on retro card. You get Hera,
the Phantom.
Here's the actual the little wall mural, right? You get Ezra, you get Kanan, and you get Zeb. They unlocked all of them already because I think Zeb was the last one at 17,000. And because they unlocked all of them, they said, if we do that, we're going to also just roll out a 2-pack of Sabine and Chopper with the same cards and at a future date. So that's coming as well for you to purchase separately. Probably like $30 or something like that. So that's all available on this order. So like I said, I just want to remind everybody, since this is literally the last hour in 20 minutes. If you want to buy it, it's now or never.
Say it with me. Damn, Hasbro. You're just taking my pockets. And I gotta say, seeing this at SDCC, seeing it's worth it. It's weight in gold. It's modular. You could take the top off. You got the Phantom. There's a lot of pieces, and then you get the figures. I mean, if you're a true Star Wars Ahsoka fan, and Mike, I'm not throwing shade your way. I know you're a fan, and we know we talked in the back of your plans. This is the one, man. This is the one. I actually like it. I'm not as I'm not. I have so many more pre-orders that I'm just like, no, Steve, you can't. But if I had an extra $500 lying around, I might go to the liquor store and fall on my back and just be like, yo, give me that $500 and then just throw it on there. But yeah, definitely worth it. Shout outs to Melanin and Manga. What's going on to Sheena, our sister Sheena, and Inja Binja in the building. Don't forget to follow them as well. And then, J2 Ramirez, he said, I'm back. Sup, Steven? Sup, Big Roberto? He said, you telling me you could drop that top? You can. You can. It's like you get the space air in your hair and everything like that, brother. Look at this beastly thing.
It's basically the size of a small coffee table. We saw it in person in San Diego Comic Con. So, all right, I just want to let you know it's there. If you want it, about an hour and change. Let's move on to what we actually here to talk about. Getting too close to trying to figure this out, Steve. I don't know, man. Go sell some cookies. You can sell some lemonade. It's only like 10 o'clock over there.
You got about an hour and a couple change, Morello.
Go to offer up, put some comic books on it real quick.
I'm sure he'll get it, dude. Morello got some like.
I know. I'm not worried about it. I know
he'll trade up for it.
He'll figure it out because he's. I know he wants it. He's just. It happens to me all the time.
I want it for him,
dude. I
want it for you.
Steve, see me. Mondo and Master Universe are like this because they always put shit up when I have no money. So,
yeah, problems and situations.
I'm on this. I do that shit all the time. All right, got this beautiful poster here of Ahsoka. The just before we even touch on the episode, man, the set design, the makeup, the tailoring, the clothing, right, the outfits. Everything, the lights, the sounds, the directing, the acting is on point. Probably the best I've seen so far from Star Wars on Disney Plus.
I'd have to agree.
And we're only on episode 4.
Yeah. They really paint that picture. I mean, you're taken into this series just coming into like the first episode all the way to the 4th. Everything has been great. The 3rd episode was a little too short for me. I wanted more. This episode, though, oh man, it's right into the frying pan. It was chef kisses and then some. It was salt poppy. You know, I was like this after. I was like, good God, where's 5?
So let's dive into episode 4. So let me just set the opening, the first few scenes here of episode 4. Basically, we get a couple different perspectives, different angles, camera angles, or set pieces of basically a conversation between Ahsoka and Sabine. This has been a lot, like a running dialogue throughout the first 3 episodes of them just kind of like, butting heads, just getting to trust each other. And the one comment, and I for me, it was weird that I'm like, why did she keep asking her this? I'm like, I was already before, and not even 20 minutes into the episode, they're already setting us up for something in the future, but I wasn't sure what. Mm-hmm. And she kept asking her, can I trust you? Can I trust you? Will you be there? Will you be there? That dialogue was consistent those first 10 minutes between those 2 characters. You agree, Steve?
Oh, 100%. It was kind of like she was foreseeing the future.
Like she knew.
The Force. Yeah, she knew where Sabine's heart is at. It's to find Ezra. And she could just feel it. The Force is one with her, and she's one with the Force. You know what I mean? And you could totally, like, you nailed it. You're reading in between those lines. She keeps constantly asking her, when that time comes, can I trust you? They butt heads. They're 2 different wild horses, and they go their different ways. They have their methods, and I felt like Rosario nailed. I mean, she is killing Ahsoka. I mean, I can't see anybody else doing Ahsoka other than the voice character for this series, but for the cartoon, but man, oh man, this was an epic scene between her. You can cut the tension with the knife. Shout out to my man ICT Vinny is in the building. He said, "What up, Steve and Rob? Just stopping in for a few. Saw the episode last night and I was blown away. You and me both, my brother."
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I lost something. Where the hell did it go? I had an image.
You're so excited that, you're so excited about episode 4 that you kind of lost your train of thought, bro. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So I just found that interesting. This is like probably the first 7-8 minutes of the show. That was a dialogue of just them conversing back and forth of just trusting, just to Ahsoka accepting trust in Sabine, and they seemed like it was fine and there was no issues. Of course, that leads so that kind of sets up we all know they're stuck in this forest. They happened from episode 3. They got shot down, so they lost power, whatever. Mm-hmm. So they're having that dialogue, and at the same time they tell Mister Alfred Pennyworth, I want to call him.
The Galactic Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah, they tell him to fix the ship, right? So they let him fix the ship. Which they go back in the ship when he's outside fixing the ship. Before we move forward on that, they actually cut back to Hera back at the fleet, and Hera's actually gathering some forces to go assist Ahsoka against orders. If I'm correct, right?
Yeah, she's kind of getting the cavalry set, and they kind of shun her. They shut her down. They tell her we will not be helping there, and it's just dire straits for them.
Yeah, and it shows, of course, it's just another window to this character of Hera, because a lot of people watching the show probably didn't watch Rebels, so they don't know shit about Hera. It's just showing her, and that's when she gives her a little iconic phrase. I mean, a rebel's always going to be. Was it like always going to be a rebel or some shit like that?
Yeah,
I'm bad. I'm old, kind of bad memory. A rebel is always a rebel. There you go.
That's it, man.
That's it. That's a cool. That's a.
Yeah.
Also, literally Alfred, but just in space.
He is. But he's suave, dude. He's like that modern day samurai. I mean, he's built like it too.
Who you ain't? Racist. So that that she there's the lieutenant trying to stop her from leaving. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm out. I'm going to save my girl. Right? That's what pretty much she says. And yeah, by the way, she thick.
Man, oh man. I mean, I'm trying to get like involved in this series, and I can't help but be looking at some like cake, some futuristic cake. I'm like,
I wasn't really paying attention to that until people start bringing it up on Instagram, and I'm like, and this episode I loved. I was like, oh yeah,
yeah, I look like this, dude. I was just like,
and I always thought she was cute from like Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, for sure she was. Ramona?
She was always the shit back then. Right? She was like 20 years ago. She's like really young at that point.
Yeah, dude. Ramona Flowers, the one that got away.
Yeah,
not Harrison Dalla, not this time.
Even in green with giant tentacles, she's still a shit.
Dude, I'm like, come over here and cosplay with me.
Yes.
Girl.
So then she jumps on the Ghost. She takes about 6 X-wings.
Mm-hmm.
The one homeboy, the Asian cat with the white beard, he's the dad.
Who's also a toy collector as well.
See, there you go.
There you go.
And I was told later on, I found out just today or yesterday, I can't remember, that one of the pilots is actually one of the stunt men from the Mandalorian that actually wears the costume for Mando.
Oh damn! Okay.
Called the pilots.
The more you know, baby.
Yeah, it's which pilot I'm not sure, but I know one of the pilots was the stuntman for Mando. Who actually is the Mando for Pedro Pascal when he wears the suit. So little tidbit. Okay, so we cut back, and actually, I believe it cut. I actually have the episode with me here on the phone. I believe it cut back to, what's the name of the villains?
So where they're at. So where the villains are at, they're setting up to go.
They're at the ruined temple of the witches, right? With the giant map and all that.
They're trying to get
Balin
hyperspace so that
Balin, Morgan, and Shin Hati.
Yes. There you go.
So they're discussing, and he's telling them they're ready. They just got to start processing the map coordinates. They turn it. Morgan turns it on, and Balin's. They have a nice little. Do you remember the discussion they had?
Yeah,
between Morgan and Balin.
Yeah, share? They're basically. She's found them. They tracked them. They're telling them to go over there, retrieve them, make sure that they're alive, and they just go ahead and send them. As Hugh Young is fixing the outside of the E-wing ship of Ahsoka's.
Well, the one thing about the conversations between Morgan and Balin is like she basically says, because something made Morgan say, "Are you scared of Ahsoka?" No, he's like, "I'm experienced." Because it's almost like a little tidbit that because she knows that's the Padawan of Anakin.
Yeah,
she's worried of her because she is basic. And he references later on. We'll discuss that she's a similar to Anakin in a way, the way she fights, the way she
Just a skill.
behaves. Yeah, very even her behavior is very Anakin.
Hmm.
So that's why he's like, no, I'm not afraid of her. I respect her, and I have experience, so I know what's coming towards us. So she ain't no fucking chump.
Yeah, man. There ain't no half stepping with Ahsoka, man. They're like look at this. Azores hit us with Shin Hati and Balin Scow and and Merrick.
We'll get to Merrick in a minute. We'll get to Merrick in a
Yeah.
minute.
I think he thinks we're under the influence, brother, but we are not. We are just old men who forget some things sometimes.
Gotta tell this, not going to shut up.
She,
So
that's,
okay, so that little thing cuts through. They cut back to Ahsoka and
Sabine in the ship.
Bean, and basically the robot gets attacked by those robots. They have this cool battle between the hunter droid, the hunter whatever droid you want to call it, and
Putting up a fight, man.
Was it Waha?
No,
Yeah,
Hu Yang freaking is a baller, dude. He's fighting as well, and he's quick on his feet. You know what I like that he did was just probabilities and thinking. HK, just call him HK, Heartbreak Kid, baby. Is that he turns off the lights as Ahsoka and Sabine are speaking. They are having a conversation again. They're reverting to, hey, we're gonna try and go for this. I need to make sure that I can trust you. And Sabine is, just being Sabine, saying you could trust me. But there's
lying
another
bitch,
narrative there. In her mind, she just wants Ezra. Yeah, liar. You damn
lying
liar.
bitch, man.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Full respect. Well,
No respect for the dead, bro.
yeah.
Well, okay, so that fight with the robots happens. Ahsoka and Sabine notice it. That's when you finally see Sabine in full gear, full Mandalorian armor, helmet, all the guns. They come out, they start kicking ass.
100%.
They take out the fucking droids. And here comes Marek in Shin Hati, right? Or I call her Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu. She looks like a fucking Shih Tzu too with the haircut and shit.
Yeah, dude. ICT Vinny said she has crazy eyes. I'm like, hey, man.
Yeah, but
I'll
she's
stare
like,
in them all day long.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she's like a crazy bitch, but
Yeah,
like she's sexy in a way, right?
yeah. She's definitely one French fry short of a Happy Meal, a galactic Happy Meal.
Excuse my French.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, Doug.
Yeah, well, excuse
Shih Tzu.
But she had that look, that crazy beat face,
Yeah.
So they come at it. Boom.
Their house, man. They fight together.
It's a set off, right? It's Shin Hati against
Sabine
split
off.
Ahsoka against Marek. Before we get to Marek and Ahsoka, let's go straight to Marek. So this is where the first epic moment of the episode happened. The battle between Marek and Ahsoka. He does the
twirly whirly with he activates the twirly whirly with the lightsaber.
The fork of death, what do you want to call that shit? It's like it's like he starts doing that shit. They're going at it, pretty crazy battle. And when he turns that shit on, but the funny part is you could tell that because a lot of people are criticizing Ahsoka for her fighting technique in this show. A lot of people are saying that she's a little slow.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's on purpose. I think she's really there. I think Filoni, who's the writer of the show, really emphasizes more of a samurai style to her fighting.
Took the word out of my mouth, dude.
It's everything like just in like really methodical, small movements and split seconds of high energy, like a samurai, right? Just like what?
Yeah,
it's a sword play. It's not kung fu. It's not fucking Shaw Brothers, right? It's Kurosawa. It's samurai. It was Seven Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even one Jackie Chan, big one Jet Li. I'm like, no, dude, this is Seven Samurai. This is Lone Wolf and Cub.
100%.
Yeah, this is samurai battle right here.
And the setting, you're painting the perfect picture, dude. Like there, it felt like it. I almost had tears in my eyes. Like, not even almost, I did, because Last Samurai to me is like one of the best movies for me.
Oh, Last Samurai.
Yeah, dude, I can't even function after that movie. But it felt so reminiscent of a samurai fight, just like ICT Vinny saying, just like you're saying. Um, Very methodical, very set, and dude, she does work, man.
The
I mean,
rest, the red leaves, that's totally Japanese.
yeah, they're lotus blossoms, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have you seen Seven Samurai?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude. That totally, that just, it reminds me
It
that,
embodied it.
well, she's the quickest draw on that planet, right? She slices right through the mofo's chest,
Mhm.
and poof,
Yeah,
giant green smoke comes out of them. What were you thinking when you saw that?
dude, I was like, okay, are they gonna pull the helmet off? Because a lot of speculation was that that was Ezra, but I mean, dude, he got chopped in half, Ginsuit even,
Or Star
and
Killer?
yeah, or Star Killer, and he got Ginsuit, man. I mean, that was a quick slash. The dopest part is when she has the sword up and she's closing her eyes, and then he goes forward, and she's just like slice, and she just slices right through him.
All on sound. She did it all on sound.
Yeah, dude, and that was so sick, dude. Oh, the witch made him. That's what.
What that's this what I was going. So obviously that smoke. There's something in Star Wars lore and Star Wars books and comics, I think too. I think there's comic book images of these characters. I believe they're called Sith demons or Sith or smoke Sith or smoke demons or Sith smoke something like that.
Mhm.
Basically, they're manifestations created by the Sith that are like demons made out of smoke. I just learned this today.
Okay, hey man, the more you know, brother. You're just adding to your tool belt of
Which
Ahsoka
we
lore.
know Morgan is a witch, and she's one of the sisters, right? One of if you watch a Clone Wars from Rebel, you know these characters. They control the black magic. They're fucking Black Sabbath fans. They got it. So obviously this guy, the shell was destroyed, but the smoke is basically the spirit
Yeah,
that escaped and took off after the shell was
where
destroyed.
to we do not know. Probably to
Yeah,
the ship.
obviously they haven't told us that. This is just me, just hypothesizing. Can't say that word. Just this is my idea. This from what I've seen other people said too. It makes sense to me. This is what it is.
Hmm.
Are we going to get any resolution and the answer to that smoke demon or whatever you want to call him? Possibly. Maybe they'll roll back that in for the film. We don't know. So that's what I know on that. So that's my opinion. Chat. Wonder what you guys think. Comments.
Yeah, throw some comments in there. Tell us what you guys think. Tell us where you guys were at when you guys were watching the scene.
On the
Um,
rewatch. Whatever.
yeah, let
Say it.
us know. Let us know. And you know what I also thought was dope was when Sabine kind of like that lone wolf and cub. She splits off. She's fighting Shinhati with her guns,
Yeah.
and Shinhati gets the best of her. She grabs the saber, and they're fighting.
Right here.
Um,
Oh.
I just thought that was so sick, man. It was just like very reminiscent of Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn fighting Darth Maul. It just the clash. It just again the samurai calling back. It just was an amazing fight, um, dude. This was just so freaking epic. How about when she was knocked down and she tries to use the Force and she's like, "You got nothing," and then she's like, "Boom!" and just hits her with the freaking her wrist cannon. I was like, "Take that, girl."
Yeah, here you go. I knew I saw a picture right there.
Yeah, dude. She's like, "No, wait."
I think she tried and she realized nothing's happening. But she's a Mando.
Yeah.
She got gadgets all over her fucking suit. She lets them has the little rockets right that came out of her wrist.
Mhm. Yeah, the chirps.
Yeah, some little Black Widow action right there. Boom, boom.
Yeah, dude. This
So
fight was dope for sure.
that she knew how to drop the lightsaber. She drops the motherfucking Batman smoke bomb. Disappears.
Like a ninja, bro. She was out.
Yeah,
Out
well,
like the wind.
better a ninja, right? Very ninja type. This is American Ninja 1985 vibe right there.
Dang, son, you went American Ninja on them?
When I was a kid, the red ninjas and the white ninjas, man, there was all kinds of colors in the 80s, bro.
100%.
Turquoise.
Yeah, dude. You're like, how do I get in that suit?
Yeah.
Where do I order that?
So that happens. So at this point, Ahsoka's already taken off. She's on her way to the map, to the ruins where the map is, and she's gonna go confront. She doesn't realize it's just Balin, but
Mhm.
she's gonna go confront Balin at this point. She gets there.
You already know.
The map's on because they're transmitting the coordinates to the hyperdrive ship, I guess you call it, whatever. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they have all the pieces to the machinery, and they're going to go meet up with Thoron in hyperspace in that
And
area, in that galaxy, several so far away.
The transmission from the map, which is in the ruins, to the ship, and they show you how it operates.
It's a hyperdrive ring.
Yeah, there's a robot monitoring this weird kind of wheel setup where it's like loading. It's like basically there's like it's like a buffer bar, and it's loading, and they're like, okay, we're not done yet because Morgana's like, are we done? Like, no. And that's when Ahsoka sees the damn ruin, sees the map. And Balin and her get into before they confront each other physically, they get into a small dialogue. Do you remember exactly what they said to each other?
Basically, he's bringing up Anakin, um, and what he's said about her, he's heard about her. They go back and forth, and they get at it, they get after it, they start to fight, and
Well, before you go on for the fight, it's like when he's talking to her, he's basically accusing her of being a junior Anakin, and she's equally responsible as Anakin for his behavior. That's pretty much what I kind of understood. Took out of that. Yeah.
And I would agree. It was like mental warfare, basically, trying to take her out of her, her.
It's like WWE, right? He's talking trash to psych her out, and then then let her have it. And it's like she said, "You're literally like him. You just say you're literally the same person." So, and at that point, she's already flustered. She's like, "I'm not here to talk about the past."
Yeah.
And she takes off her fucking robe. She shows her guns, pulls out the lightsaber, and she's ready to roll. Right?
Dude, that fight scene was so sick between both of them. It was that you could cut the tension with a knife during that fight scene. They're just going back and forth, trying to, beat each other. And man, and Ahsoka, dude, to Ahsoka's praise, man, she's just a badass, man. She is a baddie. She knows what she's doing. She's been trained by Anakin, so that she does have skills, and she shows it, man. I mean, she just looks like a world beater. Just amazing technique. One with the Force, uses the Force. She's just amazing. This whole scene, this whole episode, dude, was just icing on the cake. I was just so happy with the way they're presenting it, the dialogue between, everybody. The fight scenes are just top tier. I mean, if you have not watched this, I strongly urge you to go and watch this now, and check it out. I mean, this was just an epic fight scene, man.
So so they're fighting, they're getting down, and 100% healthy Ahsoka, 100% healthy Balin. Ahsoka's winning. She's slowly but surely winning this sword fight. I think she's able to push him off or take him down for a second, and she has a moment of access to the map. And she reaches out in with her left hand,
burns her hand,
grabs the fucking ball, and it's basically like Star-Lord grabbing the Infinity Gem, right? It starts fucking destroying her hand, basically burning the shit out of her hand.
Yeah,
but she's able to grab and pull it out of the stream. It shuts down the signal to the ship right before they complete the transmission, and she gets a giant nasty burn on her hand, reminiscent of what's his name, Toth, from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
she got the map imprinted in her hand. It makes sense. Lucasfilm. I guarantee you that's where he took that idea from.
Or Harry from freaking Home Alone.
Oh, that happened.
McAllister on her freaking hand. ICT Vinny says the way she uses the stones and the environment help her leverage her.
They use the Force.
Oh yeah,
100%. But her grabbing the map and burning the imprint of the map is, I think, it is a crucial moment because later on Balin destroys the map, but she still has at least a copy of one side of the map on her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna use that or how they're gonna use it because there's only
That would be clever.
one side of the map. Maybe it's all they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think for that, that's a moment where it's going to come back in play in the future. Right now, it's like it fucked up her hand because she was down to one arm with the one lightsaber, and she's fending off Balin. That's when we get to probably the second most shocking scene of the whole episode when Sabine shows up. She picks up the map and says, "Let her go," and she's pointing her gun at the map.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and Ahsoka like, destroy it, get rid of it. And she's just like looking at it, thinking about it, and just saying, "Oh, let her go. I'm gonna destroy it." And Bill like, "You're full of crap. You didn't do shit." And in that moment, when she's just bullshitting with the gun, Balin's able to push off Ahsoka off the cliff. They're right on a cliff into the rocks in the ocean, and technically, at this point, Ahsoka's dead.
Yeah. Damn. It's
And
crazy.
that's pretty shocking in itself. But the shocking part is when Balin keeps pushing and say, "Just give me the fucking map. You
Using
don't
that
want to
Jedi mind
destroy
trick
it."
or Sith
And
ass mind trick.
yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he did little Jedi mind trick influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
To kind of push her over the edge
Yeah.
and say, "Man, you want to see Ezra."
Yeah. He played into her emotions, dude. So good. And she just stood there like that. I think that was what pissed me off the most because I was just like, dude, your master told you, can she trust you? And trust is a big thing, dude. Once it's broken, it's hard to get back. For me, at least, and I mean for most people. But this was just, he was definitely playing with her emotions, reading into it, just reading. He was reading her basically. This is what ICTV says,
There you
and
go. Look at her
he
face.
just, he manipulated the situation, put the narrative back into their court, and he promises Sabine that uh, unlike Anakin, unlike your master, I will make my promises or keep my promises. You'll be able to see Ezra. We'll get there, and then here comes Shin Hati, dude, choking the living death out of
Fucking
Sabine.
Shih Tzu, crazy ass Shih Tzu, man, rolls in,
Yeah, dude, someone was knocking at the door and she was barking, Doug.
just
And
choking.
yeah, dude, she was choking for sure. And then so Balin also tells her to stop, and he's like, gives her that memento. He's like, I keep my word. And in the midst of that, they're already ready to take off, and here comes Hera Syndulla with
Well, hold
reinforcements.
on before you go to that. So he puts the map back on there. It finishes the transmission. They get the coordinates, and poof, your turn. What you were saying?
Mhm. Yeah, so once they put the coordinates, they're gonna go into hyperspace. They're taking off to go get God, what do you're I think you're old Thoron. Dude, I can't even believe I couldn't even remember that name. Can you
Ron?
believe it? Thoron, yeah. I said it. Thoron. Uh you also got I knew the situation would happen as soon as Sabine came into the fight. I knew she couldn't go through with it. I was pissed also. Yeah, dude. And 100%. And as soon as you see them going into hyperspace, you see Hera along with a battalion, small battalion that are coming in. They're trying to get there to disassemble or find a fix, and it's just too late already. Dude, they take off like freaking back to the future, and they go hyperspace and knock some of these chips and leave them astray. Luckily, Hera's able to gear
They,
back in, but it's too late already. They're gone.
they fuck up a couple of X-wings. I think one of them
Yep.
actually blows up
Maybe
and falls into the
maybe the
planet.
stunt double for Mondo died, dude, because
I
it
know. I
was
think it was one of the aliens, one of the
yeah.
gnarly looking Indians. I think he got it, and one other guy got it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was one of those Greedo a Greedo race pilot, and then just a regular pilot that took it, and then there was a woman as well. I think she got it too. I think the only people that made it was our fellow toy collector and Hera.
Yeah, I think there were 6 X-Men. I think 3 X-Men survived, and Hera.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy, man.
So yeah, that happened. They're gone.
Alien and the Black Pilot. Yeah.
Sabine's gone. And we cut back to Hu Yang at the ship. He's like
Reaching out
still
for
there,
anybody.
waiting. He's like he's looking for Ahsoka and Sabine, calling him up, and no one's responding. No one's responding. We cut back to the ruins where we left, where that battle took place. The camera's panning over the ruins, over the cliff where we assume Ahsoka perished, went down into the rocks and died.
Mm-hmm.
And cuts to black, comes back, and you see this.
Yo, in this sense, I actually thought like one of those whales ate her. I thought Free Willy got to her and just like ate, like she was that smart that to intersect. But then it wasn't that. That was not true. That was just my wily imagination going wild.
So she wakes up and she's like, "What the hell? Where am I at?" And for the casual viewer, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" But for a person who has watched Rebels, you know exactly where she is. She's in the world between worlds, and we know exactly where they're at. And she's like looking around. She's just confused, and she just hears the word really softly, "Snips." She hears that again, "Snips." And she turns around, and this mofo's right there, standing right in front of her. And the internet lost their fucking mind.
Salt puppy, dude. I was just like, holy ish.
Shot. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, "I didn't expect you to be here so soon, Ahsoka." Cutscene, end to credits. See you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. And we were like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. My mom looked at me. She was like, "So what happened?" I was like, "I'm like, look, she's in the plane with Anakin." It's kind of specifying that she's dying or in between worlds. Who knows what? But this is interesting. Jeez Louise.
The funny part to me is not to like, you know, be cocky or talk shit. We said this was going to happen last episode when we were talking about this.
Yeah, I remember watching, sitting there in bed watching you guys on the rewind, and during the live, and I was just like, man, you guys were on one. You guys are true Ahsoka fans through and through. I know Jeff kind of breaks those fine details, and gets to the granular levels of things, and then Morello was just on one, man. So same with you, man. I mean, I dig this show so much more.
I 100%. I know I'm pretty positive we said last episode of we reviewed the show last episode that we're probably going to see Anakin in the next episode, if not in the middle, maybe at the end. That's what I was thinking. Then we'll probably see him. I wasn't sure. I didn't expect this. The World Between Worlds, him to appear on that. I thought we were going to see a flashback of him training Ahsoka, because that scene shows up in one of the trailers.
Yeah. ICT Vinny hits us with, I actually watched another channel that gave us cliff notes to the animation series, so I knew where she was. But like your mom and a lot of people out in the community or anybody that's watching would have no clue where what is happening at that moment.
Hold up.
Oh, hold up.
I'm choking.
That was your pure excitement, dude.
Well, the funny part is this is the second time Ahsoka's been saved in the War Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Because the first time, that's when she's fighting Vader in Rebels. That structure above her is going to collapse. That's the end of her. Ezra is in the World Between Worlds, goes through the window, pulls her in, and saves her ass before Vader destroys her. And that was the first time Ahsoka got saved. How does we don't know shit? How did she end up in the World Between Worlds again? I don't know. Is this just a construct of her imagination? She thinks she's in the World Between Worlds, and she's just imagining Anakin as the last time. This is the Anakin she remembers. This is the last time. The last time she saw Anakin, he looked exactly like this. Yeah, that's well. Yes, we at this point we all think she went over the cliff. She's dead.
Mm-hmm.
But is she dead or is she in her heaven, and or her version of the other side, or is she just knocked out and she hit her head and she's just dreaming all this shit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But dude, just what an epic episode! What a way to close it out. We got 8 episodes, so we got 4 more episodes to go. And just the ending of this just had I had my hair, the hair on my arm went up. I was just like, I gotta watch this again, and I sure as hell did.
I watched it twice yesterday.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, we can't even remember their names. Us old men can't even remember that. Hu Young and Shinhati and
Shitsu. But actually, this is a perfectly named episode. It's called "The Fallen Jedi."
Remember, she's a half sister from Morris, and so now she might have the face of her brother, the face of the brother. I feel like the guy watching Mandalorian season 2 final episode, Mortis.
Yes.
Bam.
What was I going to say? I already lost track.
My bad, bro.
No, you're fine. So we'll see where we go from here. It's actually as we're going up, we're going towards up now. Episode 5 is directed by Filoni. I forgot the name of the gentleman who directs this episode. He's actually a colleague of Filoni. He's directed some of the animation episodes. He did a great job in directing this episode. His style, his visuals was great. And like I said, this is literally Game of Thrones in space, bro.
Yeah, it was Peter Ramsey that directed.
Peter Ramsey.
Yeah, Peter Ramsey did that.
This episode felt like Game of Thrones because they immediately hit number 1.
Oh yeah,
it hit number 1 on Twitter. This immediately broke the internet. Everybody was talking about it. It was the shit. It just when the music hits at the end, it's like it's that feeling of watching Game of Thrones back in the day when it was like hype and everybody was like every fucking Sunday they were on it. They were talking about it. This show at Disney. I know the first few episodes people criticized it a bit, so maybe that hurt a bit the show. And hopefully they didn't just jump off the show right after that, and hopefully they stay with it. But I don't know. In general, the casuals are digging it. I understand. It's mostly it's good, and of course the hardcore, the Rebel fans, the Clone War fans. This is just like you said, cherry on the top, man. It's just a cream on top.
Yeah, I've been seeing mixed reviews, a lot of good reviews, but then also some pessimists that are saying like it's not going to change anything from Star Wars. It's already a mess. But it's like, like for those people to say that, it's just like just enjoy the show, man. Like this is its own show, man. Don't think about anything other than the Star Wars universe. Yeah, there's been some L's that have been taken. But this show is not an L. It is a complete win for me.
It's a win. It's the 90%. I think I would say 90% of the audience likes it.
Oh, dude.
I say the majority, right? I don't know. I don't have exact numbers. I'm not fucking taking out polls out there and shit. But
dude, I can see you in a suit, dude, just with like on the street, feet on the street. What do you think about?
You have a moment.
Yeah,
for a survey.
I'd like to talk to you about episode 4, Ahsoka. Did you feel that it was much like a modern day samurai? Yes or no?
I'm like, but you know what? One of the traditions of Star Wars is to criticize it and shit talk.
Of course.
Because this series, this brand, whatever you want to call it, has gone through this from every version of Star Wars has gone through this. 1976 and in 1977, when it came out, it was considered trash.
Yeah,
it was considered garbage. This is for dumbasses. This is for children. If you're an adult, you should be ashamed to be watching this. Before it even came out, they said George Lucas is an idiot. He's just wasting the studio's money. And if you watch the documentary, he was supposed to be fired and all this shit. and the critics destroyed the first film. Guess what? The fans loved it. It succeeded. It was a
Yeah.
milestone.
Yeah, it's just it's a timeless movie that you can go back and watch. Never gets old. Those classics are nostalgic to our childhood and during the time when we were growing up and whatnot. Also, I want to touch on Azora's Tiger hitting us with some knowledge, baby. He said, "Watch Altar of Mortis. It's Clone Wars season 3, episode 16." So if you want a little more context, guys, and you're
There you go.
watching the rewind, go ahead and check that out. At minute 51:05 is when I pulled this up. So go ahead and check that out.
I seen the episode. I just don't remember shit. But back to my point. Return of the Jedi. Everybody trashed this shit. Oh fuck the Ewoks. This is for trash. This is for kids. This is stupid. Has no interest. When the fucking prequels came out, oh my god, people were in piss. All 3 films, people hated it. I guess what all 6 films are beloved and adored now. When Clone Wars came out, oh the movie was trash. The show became a success. It's literally like tradition in Star Wars to just shit on it, hate it, say it's the worst thing ever. And guess what? People watch it and people rewatch it and they rewatch it. And before they know it, it's like literally part of their daily life. It's part of their core fucking belief. It's like it's like a religion.
Yeah, yo. If I leave hanging out with you and I'm like, I look at you, I'm like, may the force be with you.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. They're just like, oh, okay. You too, man.
And I guarantee you, there's a generation of 5 to 15-year-olds watching this new stuff on Disney Plus that all these 30, 40, 50-year-old men and women just shit on and hate every day. They're going to grow up and they're going to say, that's my Star Wars. I love it. Boomer, sit down, bro. And that's the way it's going to be. It always is.
And a world between World Star Wars Rebels season 4, episode 13. Don't forget, guys. Minute 52:48.
Azora is coming in with the details.
Yo, my man, dude, he's filling in for Jeff. Yo, my man is a fan. You could already tell.
Usually he's dropping the X-Men details.
Oh man, his knowledge knows no bounds. He's very Jedi in that sense.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to see him at Nearman Sundays.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll be there at Nearman Sundays, Azores. I can meet up with you and we can, I can bring you that book, brother, or even earlier, bro.
What is it? November 5th.
It's in November.
November 5th. It's that first Sunday of November.
All right.
Sundays.
If you're still with us, guys, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment. Let's have some interaction. Tell us what you guys thought about episode 4. And we're dying to know. We want to go ahead and get some dialogue going. Let's get this community buzzing off of episode 4, Ahsoka. And with that being said, man, I think we're pretty much done. But I want to catch you up with the week, man. So tomorrow, long story short, check out Aaron Yeezy, Red Hood, and International Comics as they go over ghost books, guys. They're always going over ghost books, stuff you won't find, stuff Azores probably finds
tomorrow, right? Yeah,
Hunter's Hunt. Yeah, tomorrow, man. They go ahead and get that thing going, man. Go ahead and check them out. If you're able to catch the live, I highly recommend it. They're years of experience, years of knowledge and digging, and they go over some ghost books that you maybe want to put on your list. If you're a collector, if you like covers or specific runs, they got you covered, guys. And then on Friday, man, we're closing out that work week with Nearing Nirvana. Time and destination is at Nearing Nirvana, 6:30 or 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time. 9:30, 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and get you some with the gals. They go ahead and keep you up to date. They hit those marketplaces with the comic book women as well. But this is their variety show, across the board shows, movies, pop culture, you name it, they talk it. And then on Saturday, we'll bring that ass back to Saturday Morning Toy Box. You love toys, we love toys. Big Rob curates the list for you so that you guys don't have to remember, like we don't remember, what's going on with the pre-orders and whatnot. And it's a wide variety of toys that we talk. And I love that show, man. This is the show I look forward to. Not to mention Game Addicts. Game Addicts is back. If you missed Charlie's Rewind, he had a early access to I think it's Star Nation, the game was. Go ahead and check that out, man. I saw him playing that game, and it was just in there with Caro and Charlie, and they were just having a good time, man. And then also, speaking of Charlie, if you guys missed Reboot, if you go on to his channel, Reboot Robot, he did an awesome Spawn unboxing. 50, dude. There's 50 in that whole specially made statue. He has 38, and he'll go over the dialogue. He'll go over the movie. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome, and the statue is so impressive. I was like sitting here playing with my toys and stuff like that, playing with my toys, just like setting things up, cleaning up the room, and I was just watching it, and I was like, dude, I cannot even get to statues, but this is impressive. So that's it, guys. I mean, go ahead and hit the like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think. We're dying to know. But before we close out, we're gonna go ahead and hit these sponsors. We're gonna go ahead and use Nirvana 14 for 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents. That'll get you a cheeseburger at McDonald's, dog. You know what I mean? But this is worth its weight in gold. If you're collecting, if you're new to the hobby and you want to put your collection into a platform, this is it right here. If you want to check the marketplace, let's see if you're a Wednesday warrior, if you have those special new moderns that you're looking at to bump up to maybe some silver, maybe some bronze, maybe some gold, they got you covered. Our friends at Cover Price, so don't forget it. And then Friday, mark your calendars. They got a release of the new Golden Key release. I highly recommend you going to check our friends over at Bird City out. TNH 10 gets you 10% off of your order. And again, limited quantities, curated artists that they work with. And Ant and Laura, excellent people to the community. So shout out to Ant and Laura. And then our friends over at Display Geek, Sean, my man 50 grand, hit Team Nerd Herd, save you 10% off your first order, whether it be pop protectors, whether it be pop displays, whether it's action figure protectors, or you're looking to buy some vinyl from the man. Go ahead and check it out. Damn, dude. And with that being said, let me go ahead and hit this herd chat and get the final. You got definitely, he'll be there, most definitely. ICT Vinny says, peace, guys. Much love, ICT Vinny. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you, everyone, for giving us your time. It does not fall short on us. And with that being said, yo, Big Rob, do you want to take us out, Team Nerd Herd style?
Sure. Live long. No, wrong show.
Don't you dare.
May the force be with you. If you want to do it right, watch Ahsoka show, and you won't forget it for the rest of your life.
Man, such beauty. May the force be with you, y'all. Much love. Thank you again.